Welcome back to Home and Healing with Cheri Dominique, your sanctuary for faith, femininity, and emotional restoration. Happy Sunday, beautiful people. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are returning, hey girl, hey. Today, I want to share with you how I travel, how I maintain a complex work schedule, how I'm raising my sons, and how I am maintaining my self-care routines. All of the things and doing it well. So stay tuned. Home fragrance of the day, because you know I'm a girly that lights my candles, but it's 88 degrees and it's a little too hot for the candles. So we have here white musk. And it is a fabric spray, like a room spray. It smells so good. So good. I wish y'all can smell this. So we are just going to set the atmosphere. And yeah, going to get started. First things first. If you love this channel and you love to heal at home and to do some self-healing work and to have these girl chats and just catch up on life, you want to subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. Please turn the notifications on, and we are going to be in this community together, okay? I love to have you here. All right, so how I travel, how I manage my home, maintain my self-care routines as a single woman and single mother of 3. Let's talk about it. So first things first though, you really do need some support system. Trying to do it all. I am not going to pretend that I am a superwoman and a superhero and I'm saving the day. I don't have a big support system. I really don't. I do have family in the area, but everyone's living their own life and everyone's doing their own thing, and so it is me and my tribe and my household, and those are my 3 boys, and I do everything for them, to provide for them, to give them stability and opportunities in a better life, right? So it is challenging at times trying to navigate life, helping them through life, dealing with certain challenges that they're, dealing with and going through and growing through, all while trying to maintain my mental health. I feel like no one talks about that enough. It is a lot for a single mother, and I am not someone that subscribed to the strong black woman type of thing. No. Sis here needs some support. When it comes to work and travel, I definitely am purposeful with the divine assignment that the Most High had given me with this community, the Worthy Inheritance. I do framework around that. A lot of it is social media, engaging and building my community and creating, self-help books, guides, and, books that, will help you navigate your life and help you heal and to overcome some things and truly evolve as a woman. So that is the purpose work that I do, along with some programs and courses that I've run in the past. But I do work a full-time job. Thankfully, I work remote, and with that, I travel pretty often. My travel schedule sometimes consists of traveling every month, and sometimes going from home up to 5 to 6 days at a time. That's really challenging if you don't have a support system at home that's going to oversee things while you're away. So with me, I heavily rely on my adult son, who can help hold the fort down while I'm away. But with that, he travels also in a different line of work, and sometimes our schedules, they totally conflict with one another, where sometimes I have to pass on travel opportunities because he's away for weeks at a time, much longer than me. So I just have to make sure that when I travel, that certain things are in place. I prep meals and cook meals throughout the week that help my children. I find that this jump starts the week so that they don't have to have any anxiety or, worry about what's for dinner. Certain things they can make: breakfast, lunch, easy meals, but I've been prepping dinner and cooking, meals for like a few days so that it's easy for them to just heat up something and have it. That usually happens the beginning of the week. Between the middle and end of the week, I'll have easy meals that they can fix on their own, and then toward the end of the week, I'm usually door dashing them something from a takeout place or whatever. But I'm always trying to check in as often as I can when I'm on the road, just to ensure that everything is taken care of, even with the dog and cat, because that's another added responsibility with them also. And it always feels really, really nice knowing that when I come home from a long, stressful work week where I'm working throughout the day, sometimes 12 to 15 hours a day when I am traveling and working off-site, it feels really nice that I come home to a clean home. My home is still maintained the way that I maintain it. It still smells really good, despite all of the dog, pooing all over the place. I don't come into that. They take out the trash. They just keep things the way that I would keep things. And I'm really starting to see their maturity and their growth, and just, stepping up to the plate and, taking care of certain responsibilities that I don't really have to ask for. So that is really, really good. It's stressful enough having to leave your children when you are traveling and not knowing how things are going to happen at home, because you're so many hundreds of miles away. You're taking flights, you're doing all these things. You want to make sure that things are set up in a way that you can focus on what you need to focus on with your work while things are running smoothly at home. That takes a lot of communication and trust, and it takes preparing and planning for things ahead of time before you travel out of town. So everyone's in a group chat and checking in. Locations are on, so that way okay, this is where you are, you're safe, and everything is secured at home. I think that when you have those things set in place, you can travel with ease, knowing that your kids are safe and everything at home is taken care of. Tell you, raising 3 boys is an honor. It's a privilege from God. It doesn't always feel rewarding, if I can just be transparent, but it is so worth it. The relationships that I have with each of my children is special. It's slightly different because what my oldest son, who's 22, what he needs is different from what my 17-year-old needs, which is what's different than what my 13-year-old needs. But I try to be present for each of them, and I make sure that I show up for each of them, and give them the special care that each of them need, like I said, which is slightly different from one another. I think that that's very important with being a parent, whether a mother or a father. And I think I do that well. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect parent, but I'm intentional about how I show up and what I offer them. Sometimes it gets hard, sometimes we have miscommunication. Sometimes we rub each other the wrong way. Sometimes we just flat out get on each other's nerves. But I've learned through my parenting and my maturity and healing when to give them a break, when to pump the brakes and say, you know what, this is what they need from me. They need me to back off. They need me to turn the temperature down. They need me to learn how to adjust. They need me to relate. And that's what I try to do. I'm relatable, but I also want to be respected. And I think that we are learning how to do that. And I'm just seeing the hand of God in my children and in my household, where, things are starting to align with the prayers that I've prayed. And no, things are not perfect. They never will be. But I'm seeing God do his work in our lives. And I love that for us. It's not about having the perfect family. It's about coming back to the agreement that you've made. Rather that agreement be, we're a family who serve the Lord. The Lord meaning the Most High. We are in alignment with our faith. We are in alignment with a set of principles. We're in alignment with our core values. We're in alignment with the family values that we've had, and we come back to it. And does that mean that we are all in it all the time? No, we fall off. You know, like I said, we sometimes lose the connection. Sometimes, you know what, the connection is a loss. The connection is just, there's some friction in the connection where it's like, okay, we're not hearing each other. You know, we're not seeing each other the way we need to. And I think that actually builds character. It strengthens your relationships, and it also adds that accountability to one another. And I think that that's how you stay in your healing. It's continuously doing the work so that you can stay in alignment. Yes, you fall off. Yes, you go astray. Yes, you don't feel like that right now. But when you've gone a little too far, or you've gone off course a little too much, thankfully the Holy Spirit with my family knows how to run us back and say, let's connect, let's come together, it's time. So that is how I've been able to maintain a really strong relationship with my children in my single household. How I maintain my mental health and practice my self-care routines, I have to be very intentional about what I do and how I show up for myself. And I've found that, you know, through all of the changes that we've endured from 2025, losing my parents or my parents passing away, to me having some personal, you know, challenges, to this year, you know, one of my sons had dealt with some health scare and health concerns, and navigating that, and, you know, just, you know, all of my children needing what they needed for themselves or from me. I have to make sure that I show up for myself and don't lose myself in the process. And one part of losing myself in the process is sometimes neglecting my physical health or my mental health. And I'll tell you ways I did that. I would fall off from meal prepping for myself, eating a cleaner diet, working out, moving my body. If you purchase my workbook guide, I always talk about miracle in the movement, how we have to move our body, how we have to rebuild our temple, mind, body, spirit. Those are some of the things that I've fallen off with doing, not taking the time, you know, to jump on my walking pad and doing 25 minutes a day, mainly because of my travel schedule and my work schedule and having calls late at night and different things like that. Sometimes you neglect yourself unintentionally, but you really have to push through and to set that intention, because that is first and foremost. If you don't take care of your health mentally, physically, emotionally, you can't show up and be productive or do things in a spirit of excellence in any area of your life if you neglect this very thing. And with that, yes, the weight gain is so easy to come back on because I'm not being intentional about certain things. I'm neglecting those things. I'm not getting the proper rest. My cortisol is very high. I'm finding that, you know, I'm a little swollen, you know, maybe it's my lymph nodes, you know. So what I'm doing right now is I purchased a lymphatic drainage drops. This is only day 2, so I'm going to see how this goes. I am taking sea moss now. I have black seed oil and what else? I can't think of what the other vitamin is, but it's black seed oil. And then I'm also taking supplements as well. I'm back to taking my supplements. I do take Mental Chill, which is for menopause or perimenopause. I do take my B12. I do take my D3s. I do take ashwagandha to just keep me nice and relaxed and everything, to regulate my nervous system and all of that. So I do take supplements now, even more than I did before. And I'm really trying to, you know, subscribe to a routine that will regulate me mentally, physically, and emotionally, along with getting back to my workouts, getting back to walking on the walking pad, getting back to taking time out to journal and reflect. And those are a part of my self-care routines, with getting back to my daily affirmation declaration, you know, speaking things over my life that I desire to see come into fruition by the power of my word, declaring my day, calling forth my angels, doing my clarion calls, all of those routines that I set up for myself many years ago, I am back in alignment with doing. It is a total holistic lifestyle, and it is not always easy because you do get distracted and you do fall off, and sometimes life take you in many different directions, like life be lifing. But I'm happy to be getting back to that gradually and seeing how I'm starting to feel like myself again by doing so. One thing that I enjoy doing is getting my massages. I would get them twice a month or as needed. And so today, and I'll share a little clip in this video of me at the massage place, and they get the job done. It's not as luxurious as I would like, you know, to go to certain massage places that I've gone to, but it's close as far as the convenience of it all, and they do a really good job. So that's another stress reliever for me. That's helping the toxins be released out of my body, and that is how I maintain my self-care routines, along with my skincare that I love to maintain. So more on that in another video. If you are a single woman or a single mother, let me know in the comments how you maintain it all, because sis, we do all of the things. And one thing we can do well is pivot to get in alignment with where God desires us to be. If we are, you know, children of the Most High, women of God, you know, that's trying to live a right life, we are going to come back in alignment, even if we fall off, even if we make a bad choice, even if we're in a wrong relationship. We like, okay, I've gone too far, time to get on back. Time to get on back to health and wellness. Time to get on back to these workouts. Time to get on back to having a positive relationship with my children. Time to get on back to the goals that I've set. Time to get on back to hearing from God and following instruction. We will do the thing, okay? So I would love to hear in the comments how you maintain it all and how you maintain your health and wellness and emotional stability. I hope that you enjoyed this quick video. I hope that this video resonated with you. Let me know in the comments what part of it did, what you're doing that may help another sister here who, you know, may be motivated or inspired by your routines and how you handle it all, because we're a tribe here and we really need each other. Like, one hand washes the other, one hand scratches the other's back. Like, we have to really get back to community. And I just do not subscribe to this idea that, you know, or this ideology that, you know, we're doing all of this by ourselves and we're independent and we don't need anybody. That's a lie. We need the right divine connections. We really do. And so I hope that we can connect here, and I hope that we can heal at home or wherever we are. But please subscribe today if you want to be a part of this community. I think that it will be amazing for us, and I also have so many plans for us in the near future, you know, and more to come on that. But make sure that you hit the subscribe, and all of my contact information is in the description, so you can find me on all of the platforms that I'm sure you frequent every single day. My email is also there if you want to have a one-off with me. But I am just excited for where God is taking me, and I just feel renewed by being more self-aware and really knowing what I need to do to pivot So thank you so much for watching. Thank you all the newbies for subscribing. Thank you for all the lovelies returning. And if you haven't noticed, I did another big chop because sis here, I cannot seem to grow my hair as I get older. It's just something about, I don't know if it's perimenopause, I don't know if it's just life changes, I don't know if less is best, but girl, anywho, here's my big chop. I'm loving this for me. But anyways, I will see you next week right back here on Home and Healing with Cheri Dominique. Oh, and I just sprayed, this is Cloudy Musk. It smells so good. It's the dupe for Valentino. And it smells divine, y'all. So anyway, I will see you next week. Bye.